Okay. So yeah, thanks for coming in.
No, it was very pleasure for me because it was very, very special for me the time that's today.
Sure.
I was already practicing about understanding and practicing some things.
Sure. So I know that you're doing a doctorate, or about to start it.
Yes.
Planning it. Just tell me a bit more about yourself.
Oh, okay. Not by me.
Yeah, just.
Okay. Okay. Yes, I was. I am 37. 37 today. In Colombia, Bogotá. In my formation, I studied plastic arts.
Study what?
Arts.
Arts. Plastic
arts. Yeah, and even in the beginning there was a teacher from my university.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
It was very casual.
Yeah, that was cool.
I haven't seen here many years ago.
Right.
And after I studied in Spain, art therapy.
All right. Okay.
After I came back and I am working now like a teacher, school teacher, by 7 years.
Like an art teacher, or?
Yes, art teacher in the school here, like in the public public schools here in Bogotá, especially with young adolescents.
Okay.
But also with childs.
Right.
Also. But with childs is fewer time and it's a little difficult. Not because I don't like, but because it's very specifically. I need to know more.
Oh, okay. I would think the adolescents would be harder.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't imagine teaching adolescents. I could teach young children, but adolescents I think I would find too difficult. So, take my hat off to you.
Like there are groups like 35 childs in one group.
35 kids? Wow, that's a big class.
Very big class.
Goodness.
With childs 35, with youngs 40.
With 40?
40
adolescents.
Yes.
My goodness, it sounds like bedlam. Noise, that's what I imagine.
Then, for example, how to get they could hear.
This is for them to listen to you, yeah. It's crazy.
Very, very, very
complex.
Oh my God. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so you've got some talent in just managing large classes of adolescents, especially, or kids, yeah. Okay, and what else? I'm just interested in you personally as well.
Okay, I want to tell you about there's this a very, very important thing in my life is that I believe in Jesus. I'm Christian.
Sure.
And I'm Christian from the university.
Okay. Yeah.
When I was studying arts, the art for me was very. How do I say? Was very intense.
Intense, yeah, sure.
Like, to look into
yourself,
to yourself,
sure.
And to express and to reflect and
passionate, reflective, the whole thing.
Many things.
Sure.
And I was this like this looking by the sense, looking by where am I going, and in middle of all of that situation it was very complex for me also. That some moment there will be many things in my life in this moment, like I don't feel fine by that way, by that thing, and by that.
Sure.
Like personal situations. For example, I was very shy when I was child, very shy, and the last years in my school was like looking for to be free.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
Oh, I need to
express yourself.
express.
Find who you are.
Then in middle of that, I really understand that about God, about Jesus, and it is very important for me to, in this moment.
Sure.
And okay, knowing about it, studying, I know that is a subject not very easy to speak about it.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, in this subject, I understand that there are many point of views.
Yeah. It's difficult for people to talk about it, different beliefs, and unless you have the same belief, it's tricky. And even different Christians have different beliefs too. So I understand it's a kind of sensitive topic, and at the same time, it's very important to you. So I'm interested in that. I'm interested in how that matters to you and how that is in your life at the moment.
And in this, yes, by one side that is very, very important. And even in this moment, in this moment of my life, I am. How do I feel? I think that it's a very like a transitional moment, near to my 40 years.
Yeah, sure.
Then I am in this moment like, okay, where am I going? Where am I going? Like personal situations, professional situations, emotional situations, like my faith and the mission in my life.
Yeah, sure. Sense of purpose. Okay.
The purpose. Actually, I am also in a psychiatric process. And a therapeutic process. That especially was processing some also some things from childhood. And also like actually situations.
Current things.
For example, I told you something that I actually live with my mother and my sister. Yes? And could be some strange that in this age.
Sure, it's a bit strange. 37. Does the sister with the epilepsy? This sister that you live with, she has the epilepsy. You're saying?
My sister.
Your sister.
Yes. My sister has epilepsy, and it is really one of the situations that conduce me to live with my family. Like I think that I understand that disability, for example, or disability or epilepsy in that case. Influence all family.
Yeah, of course.
Family. And I have my sister is the
younger
younger in the family. I am the middle. My brother is the older. but I have been very near to my sister,
Right.
and maybe all that vivency of a brother, of a sibling, to be a sibling of disability people. It's there is a world.
That's right. There's a world of being related to brother or sister with a disability. There's all the emotion and responsibility and so many things. I can imagine that. Yeah.
Then even when I did my master's study in art therapy, the subject of my final work was that the siblings
of a disabled person. Okay.
Yes. Understanding also what happened there.
That's right.
That could be
important generally and to you specifically.
And then also I think that it has been very influeed in my life, that I feel some responsibility in this moment with my family, with my sister. I think that I need to be there, I need to be near. Also when I studied in Spain, it wasn't very easy for me, especially because I feel that I need to be there.
Right, hard to be away from home and feel your responsibility.
Something. Sure. Even when I was in Spain, I could study the doctorate there, but I didn't decide.
Right, you wanted to come back here.
And maybe one of the
factors.
One of the factors was that.
Okay, so I got that picture.
Yes, and what else important?
Well, I mean, do you have a girlfriend or?
Okay. Yes, it's one of the other important things in my life. I had a just recent relation with my girlfriend. Like we were near 1 year and a half, but we closed the relation last year.
Yes.
In November.
Yeah.
And that is very, for me in the moment, like confused. I talked with her. Actually, talked with her. I am friend of her. Yes, we are close. She also work with disability people.
Okay. Yes.
She has a brother with autism.
Right. Okay. So there's some sense of connection there. Yeah.
And she has a foundation. She and her mother has a foundation with disability people, and that was the initial connect with her. I know her in this area. I were to know the foundation, and in this moment we didn't continue the relation because I wasn't very sure about my feelings, about what did I feel for her.
Right.
For example, I didn't understand if one of the most one of the things more important that I connect with her was the interest for disability.
Sure. Yeah. Shared interests. Yeah.
But I ask for me that is especially that the
shared
similarities were
is that enough?
Okay.
Yeah,
it isn't enough.
Yeah,
no?
It's not enough. Yeah, some more things, and you weren't sure there were other things that were enough.
What?
So that wasn't enough,
Oh.
and you weren't sure if other things were enough.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
yes. Then I need to understand what. Then, in the moment, really, I am also understanding. For example, for me, it's very important the opinion of my mother.
Okay.
Because my mother, I understand that my mother could be some sort of protector, because especially because my sister's situation,
Sure.
and she project that with me and my
Mhm.
brother, but my brother don't let that. No,
Right.
he went away from the house
Right.
many
Lives his own
years
life,
ago,
right.
and he lives in Germany.
Oh, okay, long way.
Well,
Okay.
he has his own family.
Yeah.
But for me, hasn't haven't been easy to do.
Yeah, to separate out. Yeah.
And my mother, but it could be one factor, but also my mother is very intelligent and very special with that.
Yeah.
And she, for example, in some moment of my life, she advised me about something. When it was another situation from the past, that when I was closing my career, my arts career, I wasn't very sure about what I'm going to do. I'm not very sure in arts. I don't know. I like to. I like it to work with people, to service people. Then, even then, I said in one moment, maybe I want to study enfermería, like a
disability or health or something. Or
yes, like a health. I don't know what like not medicine, but the auxiliaries.
Right, like nursing or
nursing.
Something. Yeah, nursing.
I said, I want to maybe study nursing
sure.
or something. But my mother said, you don't want to study nursing, why don't you study medicine? Okay,
sure.
Better. I studied 3 semesters.
Okay.
In this case,
Yeah.
I could have a scholarship for studying medicine, but I reject in what moment that, and what I wanted I couldn't have. I couldn't have the scholarship. Then I needed to pay very much because it's very expensive.
Sure.
But I didn't continue the career, and in this moment I say that I think that could be a good decision. If I were a doctor, I could be very interesting to be an artist and a doctor. Could be, but by one side, it I was a little frustrated with that. But also I say that I know that the opinions of my mother are important. She has wisdom or something like that. That why I tell you that.
Yeah.
Because in this moment, my mother sees some things about the relation I had.
Yeah, that girlfriend. Yeah.
My girlfriend.
She was critical.
Yes, or a little
critical. Okay, that's tricky. Yeah, because you respect the opinion of your mother. You're close to your mother. You live with your mother. So of course she has some, bearing on what you think and feel, and she picks out something critical about the girlfriend, and I can understand that increases your doubts. Yeah, sure. Difficult. Okay.
And even then I need to understand this moment why I'm not very sure about the
girlfriend.
Because I feel things by her, but I am not understanding that all this situation. One of the things in this moment for me important is that I'm just in this moment looking for another place to live.
Okay.
Change the house. I know that it's important.
Right. Okay.
For my mother, it's very. She prefers that. She prefers that I live with her.
Your mother prefers that.
But also she respect my decision. No? If you want, okay. Yes. Then I am in this situation now. I'm looking for my home. So I want to do it very, very soon.
Okay. Alright, that's the plan. And your father, is he in the picture?
Oh, okay. My father died when I was 8 years.
Oh, okay.
Yes. We were very child. My brother was 9, I was 8, and my sister was 7.
Right.
Very.
Close,
Yes. It was very difficult for my mother.
Yeah.
My father worked in the moment in a farm near Bogota, 3 hours from Bogota. He has his own farm. He was agronom engineer.
Okay.
And he was very good professional. But yes, my brother was killed.
Your father, yeah.
My brother, my father
was killed. Oh, yes. In the Troubles.
And yes, that situation didn't couldn't know. Was impossible to know very fine what happened.
What happened, yeah.
It was very complicated.
Sure.
But it was difficult for my mother. For my mother was very near to die this year because she has hypertension. And that I remember that 31 December that year,
that anniversary.
1991.
Yeah.
She was very near to die. Very, very near to die. Was hospitalized.
So stressed, yeah.
Was terrible. But okay, she recovered.
Right.
She worked like a teacher, and she worked by us. In the relation with my father, I know that situation has been very influenced for my life because I wasn't very near to my father even before. Even when he was alive, I wasn't very near to him. My mother, my brother was very near to him because he was the older, the primogenitor. He was with my father looking the farms. And he was very near with my sister because he always wanted to have a girl.
Okay.
And she was the younger girl. She was very near. But me not. I for example, I don't remember any significantly conversation with him. Yes, then natural, but I don't remember I could tell him, oh, I feel in that way, it happens to me, and I was very shy when I was shy. Even when I was from 1 until 4 years, I did many pataletas. Pataleta is like when a child, oh, I don't want to do that.
Tantrums. Okay. You had a lot of tantrums.
Many.
Right.
But when I start the school, the big school, I stop absolutely that, and I begin to be very shy. I understand something like I don't express more of that more of that.
The tantrums.
But I
kept it inside, right? So very quiet on the outside and kind of fiery on the inside. Okay.
And I was very shy. I was very
right.
And was like 13 or 14 that I realized that I need to do something because I don't have friends. I don't.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
Very quiet, internal. Okay, so you've given me a lot of elements of your life, which I asked you about, and I appreciate that. So I understand something of the bigger picture. So let's pick something specific. What's the most important thing to talk about today for you?
Today.
Yeah. Now.
Okay.
I mean, there's what I'm interested. I'm interested in the girlfriend thing, but you tell me what you're interested in.
Okay. Okay. Maybe could be. Okay, maybe I really wanted to have your perspective
sure.
about the subject of the spirituality.
Okay. Yeah.
I want, and also some of my girlfriend situation.
Okay.
My ex-girlfriend.
Sure. Okay. Well, so what's the thing about spirituality for you? You're a Christian. You've been one for 15 years, whatever. It's important to you. So what's the current thing that's important to talk about?
Okay, maybe especially because it's especially from your own perspective. Because even I wanted to go last Wednesday to the
class,
but I couldn't. I know that it isn't very easy subject. No, I know that it's complex. For many things, but I for example, I had a difficulty in this moment also because in this subject how do I say, I understand or I know or I understand that Christ is the truth.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that I had some, or I know that it's important to express about him. I for example, I used to talk with people about him.
Yeah, sure.
I understand that not. I am absolutely in disaccord. I don't. I'm not agree with imposition.
Okay. Yeah. You don't want to proselytize too much. Yeah.
I think that the faith is impossible to impose.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
Okay.
Like I could be imposed to people to truth in another people.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
But I understand that it's necessary to talk about him. Like be like a witness or something. Yes. It's a difficult situation sometimes because people could say, how do I say? To say that Christ is true is like an imposition. Only to say that.
Just even talking about it, people kind of pull back and think that you're putting your beliefs on them. Yeah, I understand that's a difficult situation. Right. So what's the issue for you then?
What is the issue?
What's the issue for you? Yeah.
The issue is especially I want to understand what is the issue. I think that there could be a little blockade or because in this moment I think that I'm learning now about to be to be clear with when I express about something. Okay, I analyze.
Just see if you can give me to me a single sentence. What's the issue in one sentence?
One sentence. It's more like really I am defining where I am going to.
Yeah, there's a sense of purpose in your life and what you're doing. Yeah, okay.
And also in many things.
Yeah, many things. Okay. So what's the issue here in regards to spirituality?
In these cases, for example, what is some like my mission?
Right.
Or my purpose?
Yes.
Or I want to serve people, for example.
Sure. Yeah.
Serve people. I want to. I need that arts and art therapy is a way to.
Yeah.
And I need to be more. I think that there are some fears in my life, and for example, sometimes I feel that I don't. Sometimes I feel that I'm not very sincere when with things what I believe.
You're not sincere.
Sincere.
Yeah.
Sincere. In my spiritual, but in another things, but because of the fears.
Because of the fears, you're not sincere enough. So I still want a specific. So give me something very specific. Specific example where you have some fear that blocks you from being sincere in your spirituality.
Okay. For example, in some moments, I don't know if I need to talk with some people about Jesus, for example, or if I need or if I don't need.
Right. So you have some desire to talk with people. You have some fear about talking with people. You fear that they think you're going to impose on them or something. Is that your fear?
Yes, for example, or maybe my problem is if I don't say anything by fear or by wisdom.
Right, okay, yeah. If you're respecting their boundaries, or in fact if you're just sort of holding yourself back out of shyness or something like that, like some 37-year-old version of being shy.
Yes.
Yeah,
okay. I think that, and the fear, and I think, yes, it is one of the things, and because, for example, when I say something, I usually to not to be direct, but to be
more indirect. Okay,
very indirect.
Got it. Okay, so I want to bring that, right here and now, so that we can explore it. So, what I suggest is that we do this, you and me. You talk to me about your spirituality, and I'll give you some feedback. I'll tell you, how it goes down with me, so you can hear directly from me, sort of what works and what doesn't work. So I'm inviting you right now to talk about Jesus to me, and I'll give you the feedback. So I'll tell you, you're a bit strong, or no, that's interesting. So I'll let you know what it's like. Mostly people, either they won't say anything, or you can't tell exactly what's going on in their mind. But I can tell you.
Okay.
That's what I'm suggesting.
Okay.
How does that sound?
Perfect.
Okay, good. So go for it. What do you want to tell me about Jesus?
Okay, thank you. I really appreciate that.
Sure.
Because what is one of the problems, because I know that I need to talk about that. It was difficult many times to find
hard to
person
know.
One.
Yeah. Okay. So let's do this.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. I think, or I could say that I'm sure that Jesus is the Son of God.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Be here and be with us,
mm-hmm.
and said many things about him in the through the life. And
That's right. Yeah.
many times. And also he died and he resurrection. Resurrection. Okay. And that he's the actually king of the or like he's who govern the world.
Yeah.
And that he is going to come back.
Okay.
And that we need to be in front of him.
Yeah.
And the Jews and that there is a heaven and a hell.
Yes. Okay.
And then we need to understand what he did and to believe in him and to work with him to get heaven.
Okay. Got it. Yeah. Following so far. Okay. So, my initial response is, okay, those are your beliefs. I hear those. Okay. So what?
Okay. Then, what can I say? Then, for example, one of the things is, I know that there isn't, how do I say, that my responsibility, or that I have a responsibility to talk in some space, in the moments.
Yeah, well, but you are just talking. Yes. So what? I'm saying, okay, so you're talking to me about your beliefs.
And
so,
yes,
so what? Like,
yes,
okay, it's
so
interesting. Those are your beliefs.
And for example, my problem. Okay, one of my problem is to feel that I think that when I can be very sincerely with my faith, for example, when I can be very sincerely, I feel free. No, I feel fine. I
so you feel free right now?
Yes.
Good. Okay.
I feel so sometimes then, for example, talking with you, I feel that if I very clear and for example, I approach to say you that it's important to know Jesus and to walk with him.
So you've told me that.
And but I feel I know that I leave the seat, but but the growth depends on another person, depends on God.
Yeah.
So sometimes I don't speak with freely, with sincerely, because I fear to be rejected.
Okay, so let's personalize this. So you don't speak freely with me because you're afraid I'm going to reject you.
Yes, for example.
Okay,
not in this moment because
well, I'm inviting you to notice this moment.
Okay.
Because let's stop being general and be very specific here and now with you and me. So I've invited you to tell me something of your beliefs. You've told me a few of them. Do you feel like you're speaking freely?
No.
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay, you think so? Well, I mean, are you holding back or?
Holding back is...
Holding back?
Or
are you speaking freely to me?
Okay. Well, okay, especially... okay.
I'm not clear.
Yes. No, now I think that for example, in this moment I can say you that maybe it's what I have told you now. I think that it's how do I say? is that maybe I feel very well in this moment because I can tell you.
Yeah.
And maybe what I need to do, or what I feel I need to do in my rest of the situations of my life, is to be able to speak freely.
Okay, so I want to come into the present though. Do you think you're speaking freely to me right now?
Yes, I think.
Okay, so you're satisfied right now in how you're presenting your beliefs to me?
Yes.
You're not holding back.
Maybe, for example, I also, for me it's very, very special to talk with people about this.
Okay, so you're talking with me right now.
For example.
Bring it into let's stay here, okay?
No.
Because otherwise we kind of keep going to these generalities.
Perfect.
I want to bring it right here.
Okay.
I've invited you into a little experiment. I ask you, tell me about your beliefs. You tell me your beliefs. So, the first question is, did you speak freely or did you hold something back?
Okay. No, I speak freely. For example, I want to tell you.
Yeah.
I'll tell you about what do you think about Christ.
Okay.
I want to ask you.
Ask me a question.
Yes.
Okay. So firstly, you present your beliefs freely, and I'm listening to them, and I say, okay, well that's interesting. That's your beliefs. It's a bit like you tell me I like to have this for breakfast. I go, okay, you like enchiladas for breakfast? Okay, cool. So now what's your question to me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, give me the exact question.
What do you think about Jesus Christ? Who is he?
Well, what do I believe
how
about
important?
Jesus? Okay.
What do you believe about Jesus?
About Jesus? Yeah, I believe he was a spiritual teacher that taught some pretty great stuff, I mean, if I think of all the things that I read that he said, there's nothing I disagree with. I'm like, yeah, it was great what he taught. And I think he told a lot of stories, a lot of parables,
Mm-hmm.
and he was very good at telling those stories to help people understand complex spiritual ideas. So, they're great stories, and I think, he taught metaphorically, understand, So, from my point of view, heaven and hell is not, that we get in the car and drive to heaven, like, it's not a place, like, arrive there and there's some gates and, I think it's a metaphor for, a state of mind or a state of your heart. So I understand a lot of things that he said in terms of they're metaphors rather than something kind of literal,
Mm-hmm.
That's my understanding.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, his teachings were great. I mean, if Christians could follow what he taught, that'd be wonderful, They love people and open-hearted and sounds fantastic to me, yeah.
Mm-hmm. What do you think about the death and resurrection? The
resurrection.
The resurrection.
Well, from one point of view, that's as a literal thing, that he died and came back. From my point of view, that's the power he had as a kind of a spiritually advanced being. I mean, there's many yogis that have done that as well. It's a state of sort of, advanced evolution. So, I can certainly believe that could have happened. I don't think it makes him unique, as I say, unique.
Unique.
Yeah, it doesn't make him unique because other yogis and things have done that right up to the 20th century. But yeah, I don't have any trouble believing that he could have done that. Historically, there's, some question about how that story was constructed and whether it really has historical merit or not. So I mean, I don't know. There's lots of scholars sort of talk about that, and I don't know. So yeah, it again, it's a great metaphor. Death, rebirth, resurrection. It's a cool metaphor. I like the metaphor, and it's very poetic, and I understand how it appeals to a lot of people. It's a great story. I mean, the whole thing, the whole process of his trial, and up on the cross next to the criminal, and I mean, it's just a great story. So it's a story that's captivated a lot of people, and people have extracted a lot from that story that's meaningful to them, that they can relate to. Walking through the streets with the crown of thorns. Wow, fantastic metaphors. So that's how I kind of understand it generally.
Okay.
And I also have a sort of more complex understanding of the Holy, the Trinity, and Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. So that makes sense to me, that there's the embodiment of spirit, and then there's spirit, and then I mean I like some of those ways of understanding spirituality. They appeal to me. They make sense to me. I can see how there's value in that.
Understand. Then, what do you think about what happened after then the death?
The what? Sorry.
When we die.
When we die.
What
do I believe?
After?
Oh, well, I believe in reincarnation. So I believe that we take up another body to work out our karma, and that's we're born into that body according to the things we did in this lifetime. That's my understanding. So a kind of evolution of the soul through different bodies. So I don't believe there's just one life.
Okay. Then in this situation, for example, I like to talk with people something like that. What do you live? Do you live? Then in this moment, for example, what I want to say something, say something, but for example, I really think that Christ's truth, that it's necessary to be with Him, but to go to get heaven.
To heaven, yeah.
And it's a very transcendental situation,
because
that situation is really, for example, if some people one person said something like, or in case of Jesus there are three probabilities, three options, or if Jesus says too many things about him, like, or I am light, I am the land, I am water, I am, then, or he was crazy, one option, or he was like so crazy, or he was a liar, like a
charlatan or something,
liar with bad intentions, or he was really the Son of God, really what what he says about him. Then if what the Bible says is right, there is a very transcendental situation, and there is a very special situation with what Christ did, what he did, and also if the Christ, if that the Bible says about Christ is truth, about resurrection, that if that is truth, there is a historic situation, not only a dogma or a costume, but historic.
Okay. So
Then only that if if that is true,
Yes.
and the rest is story,
Yes.
it's very important what happened with Chris.
Yeah.
Then I just have left invitation to who are really Christ, no? There is people who was atheist, and they examine.
Yeah.
And they get believers because they realize, that was truth, no?
Yeah.
For example,
So what's your point?
the point was, in this moment,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
I leave you to you.
Yeah.
That is my situation. Okay.
Yeah, that's your belief. Yeah.
I
You're convinced.
yes, I appreciate
Yeah.
a lot of the space to talk with
sure.
about that. No, for me it's very easy to have a conversation. Because,
Yeah, sure.
But in this moment, I want to say you that it's important to know more about Jesus, because it's very, very important what he did. Okay.
Yeah, well, it's important for you.
Yes, but in this moment I think that it's important also for you. Okay? Like,
Right.
I think that it's important to transmit to another person.
You want to let me know that you think this is an
But
important thing to study, yeah.
I'm sure that I'm not who are going to convince you. I
Convince
don't.
me of what, though? What are you trying to convince? What's the convincing, though?
Okay, I'm not who combines.
Yeah.
I'm not. But
But convince of what? Convince about what?
okay. Is that I think I know, or I understand that God wants to convince you.
Yeah.
Combines the people about Jesus was the Son of God.
Right,
But
but I believe that.
Okay, but not only one more.
Yeah.
One of them. Okay, that.
So I believe that, but then I'm like, well, so what? Because, I don't have any difficulty believing that he's the Son of God in the sense that, he manifested the Christ Spirit. I can believe that.
Okay, but also with if we believe that he's the Son of God,
Yeah.
Bible says that we need to believe in him and repent of our sins, or
Right.
even the Bible says that we need to be new, like a new nacimiento is like
A new baby, yeah.
new baby, like when you believe really in Christ, like you are a new person, like,
Reborn, yeah. Well, see, I guess here's a bit of a difference between you and I. So, for me, there's Jesus the man. He was born and he lived and taught himself as a man. And then there's Jesus the Christ, which was the sort of the manifestation of that Spirit. So from my point of view, that Christ Spirit is in all of us. It's in you and it's in me, it's in everything, really. That's my understanding of belief. And so different people are, able to realize or manifest that Christ Spirit to differing degrees. Now, he was able to manifest it a lot. There's other people, other teachers too, who are able to manifest that Christ Spirit. So, perhaps, a difference between you and I is I don't think Jesus is the only one to manifest that Christ Spirit. But yeah, I do believe he manifested it, sure. The fact that he manifested it, for me, doesn't mean that I have to follow him. It means that if, he would be a good teacher to follow. For me, there's a sense of choice, because there's a whole bunch of people that manifested that Christ Spirit. So it's like, well, do I want to follow Jesus or Buddha? Or for me, they're all kind of equal, really. They just have different, historical settings and different ways of expressing those truths. It seems to me pretty similar, really. So, you see, I can be convinced that he was the Son of God and he realized his Christ Spirit without adopting him as my spiritual teacher, although I still acknowledge I can learn a lot from him, like I can from any spiritual teacher. Yeah.
Yes. Then there is a difference.
Yeah, that's right.
And in these cases, for example, I say another person, or only I want to invite you to know more about Jesus. Okay, like I can invite you. For example,
yeah, it's a bit waffly though. Invite me to know more. Well, sure. I mean, okay, thanks for the invitation. I'm kind of like, so what? I mean, what does that mean? Like, you invite me to know more. I don't know. Like,
what is it?
What does that actually mean?
Yes.
It's like the invitation. Okay. I don't know. It doesn't have much energy to me.
I understand. Yes.
If I was interested, I wouldn't really need your invitation. I mean, I'm interested in a lot of things. I don't need invitations from people to study spiritual subjects or such. I mean, if you invited me to your house, okay, or you might invite me to your church, you know, that's something practical, but I don't know, I don't need an invitation to study something.
Is that because I understand that it's like a very, very important,
it's important to you.
Yes, but not only for me. I think that it's important for God. For God to to carry the message about Jesus. It's important to God that we know Jesus.
Well, no, I mean by know I think you mean follow.
Follow.
Yeah.
Follow.
Well, I guess, you know, my understanding of God is that God's not a man sitting up in the sky with a long beard. Long beard.
Ah, okay.
You know, I don't know how you picture
Yes.
God. For me, God is like this kind of universal, you know, spirit or something. So from my point of view, the universal spirit doesn't really care whether I follow Jesus or Buddha, as long as I approach that spirit. That's what I think matters, is that I'm evolving spiritually. How I do that, it's kind of really personal preference, you know, and sometimes an accident of birth or like all sorts of things. So I guess that might be a difference between you and me. I don't think God wants people to follow one particular methodology or set of spiritual practices.
There is a difference, no?
Yeah, that's a difference.
For example, if you want, and that is also what I live with that situation, right?
Yeah, that's your belief.
But for example, I want to, if you wanted, okay, there is, for example, a book, there is a very, how do you say, there are differences, but I only say that, okay, I think that Jesus is the king what we need to follow. And for example,
you follow Jesus, and you would like me to follow Jesus.
I want to show you that Jesus is very more important than a master. But I'm not who are going to convince anybody.
Right.
But I know that I live the message, and God is who combines.
Okay. Yeah.
Then, for example, in this moment, I told you that there is a very special book that somebody wrote with many, how do you say? He's an apologist.
Yeah.
And many explications about why Christ is historically truth.
Yeah.
The death, the resurrection.
I mean, I've read
Bible.
a few different versions of the Bible as history, but anyway, yeah. So, see, for me, if the resurrection is real, it doesn't mean that I follow Jesus. It just means like, oh, okay, yeah, he's a spiritual teacher with some powers. It, like I say, it doesn't convince me that to follow him.
That doesn't. And then, for example, I ask you, if you wanted to know a book that exposes very, very, very better of that subject, if you want, I can.
But I've already read some of those books. I've read the Bible as history, and I've read some of those kind of historical analysis of the Bible. Yeah. But that don't convince me to follow Jesus.
Is that in this moment?
Yeah.
I think that I feel good when I can say that things. Okay.
Say which things that
your
beliefs.
To know
that's important for you. That's
That's important for me to leave the invitations to know more about Jesus. Maybe one book and to leave another people like, oh, you need to follow Jesus. Yes, but for me in this moment, I'm.
So you feel good that you've told me that you think that you feel good that you've told me what you think I should do. What you think I should do.
Yes, but I think that it's like a responsibility for me.
To tell me that, yeah.
But what happened after is many responsibility of another person.
Right, okay. Okay, well, yeah.
Okay,
So, I mean, I get you've got a bit of a light touch. Comparatively, you're not going to keep driving, the point home. You tell me your beliefs, you tell me what you think I should do, you tell me why you think I should adopt Jesus as my teacher, and then you're going to step back. That's what I understand. Okay.
And I understand that I need to express Jesus, but not only talking, but it's
in your life,
living and sometimes talking.
Yeah. Well, that's the most convincing, really. Okay, so let's pause a minute. I'll give you some feedback. Yeah, I mean, you're still a bit shy. You were shy.
Me.
Yeah.
Okay, very.
Yeah, so you talk in a shy kind of a way, which is sort of, if I give you my reaction or my judgment, I'd say, well, it's kind of sweet. You seem like a sweet guy, and you say things in what I would call a sweet way, sort of, I guess, related to that shyness. So I don't find you offensive because of your manner. So, that means that I'm willing to listen to you. You're a bit flowery, bit embellishing,
not direct.
Indirect,
not
yeah.
direct. Yes.
So after a while, the indirectness I find a bit tiring.
Tiring.
I get tired of your indirectness.
Tired.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like, okay, you're nice, you try not to be offensive, you're telling me about yourself, but I don't know, I get a bit, not bored, but it's just like, oh, okay. Get to the point, like, what are you trying to say?
Okay.
So, that's another piece of feedback.
Okay.
And then, you asked me what I thought about Jesus, but you asked me what I thought about Jesus, but you didn't ask about my beliefs, except when you asked about what I believe happens after death. So, if you're really going to have a conversation, like if you're interested in a conversation rather than just converting me, they're two different things. I want to convert you, or we're going to have a conversation. Mm-hmm. So the conversion is sort of a bit one way. The conversation is two way.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm up for a conversation. Conversation.
Sí, okay.
But I'm not much up for a conversion. Now, I know you're trying not to push too hard on the converting, but still, there's part of you wants to convert me. You want me to believe what you believe or follow what you follow. So, I think you've got a much better chance with me with a conversation. So that means you tell me your beliefs, and then you ask me what my beliefs are.
Oh, okay.
And you'd be curious about my beliefs. Otherwise, it's a bit of a one-way process. You're telling me something, like you're a teacher or something. So, I'm not sure I agree for you to be my teacher. I don't know. I mean, if you were some amazing person with some incredible life, I'd go, okay, well, sure. Like there's one guy I was teaching in South Korea. South Korea. South Korea.
Oh, so yeah.
And I was teaching at I had students, Gestalt students, and there were quite a few nuns from an orphanage in South Korea, very big orphanage. So the founder of that orphanage,
yeah,
that's right. The founder, he was, I think, American, and he was, a bit of a saintly person. You understand? Like a saint.
Saint? No.
Saint, like Saint Christopher.
Saint.
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 Yeah.
Okay.
He was that kind of person.
Okay.
Like really, I mean, I didn't meet him, but he really was very humble and sacrificed himself and really, worked with people, worked with the orphans. So when I read about him, then I think, oh, okay, I take him as a teacher because I look at his life and I'm like, that's really cool. Whatever he was doing, I can learn something from that. So, if I met him, I'd have kind of a bit more willingness to have him teach me something. But you, I don't know, I mean, you're a sweet guy, but I'm just like, I don't think I'm going to put you in a teacher position. So if you're not going to be in a teacher position, then we're more like equals. And if we're equals, then we have a conversation, which is two-way. So you tell me your beliefs, and then you ask me mine. And then we can have the conversation. That would work better for me. You're giving me this sort of message of what you think I should do. It's a bit vertical. Vertical, like you're above me, telling me, like you know something, and you're teaching me, you're telling me what I should do, like I'm smaller or stupider or, and I don't know, this doesn't really sit with me. I mean, if I was some vulnerable person who didn't know what I thought, then, I guess maybe I might grab a hold of your certainty. But I'm not that person. So, yeah, the should, that's the thing where Christians get into trouble. The should. You should.
Okay.
You should follow Jesus. Right? Well, you follow Jesus. My respect to you. I'm interested in why you follow him. But you're telling me I should. Like, no, that's not going to convince me of anything. And like many Christians, to be very honest with you, you're very excited about the fact that Jesus died and was resurrected.
Being Christian?
You're very excited about the fact that Jesus died and then he was resurrected. For you, that's like some proof that everyone should follow Jesus. But that's not a proof for me, because I see many yogis who die and come back or conquer death. It doesn't convince me of anything. So, you're trying to convince me that that's so unique. It doesn't work. I could read 20 books about it and it still wouldn't. I just go, oh, okay, yeah, Jesus could do that. I mean, my own guru brought someone back from the death, you know, like, it's a thing yogis do. So, you know, you, along with other Christians, think that that's special or unique. But I don't. I don't see it as unique at all. I mean, there's not many people that can do that, sure. But, you know, there's other spiritual teachers that can and have. So, that doesn't convince me of anything. So that's some of my feedback to you. How is it to hear that?
Thank you.
What do you feel when I give you this feedback?
It's special for me because I think that I want to have conversation.
Sure.
Then even for that was that I told you at initial I start that I don't very easy. It's not very easy.
Yeah, sure. You're shy. I understand.
But I feel fine. Maybe I like to ask you about your beliefs.
Yeah, sure. Another time.
It's fine for me.
Yeah.
It's fine for me. Like the meditation.
Yeah. So that's really the tricky bit, where the difficult bit, where you're trying to tell me what I should do.
Yes, and then, for example, in that point, it's something like I want to compare with something. For example, when I'm teaching my students, for example, in the school, there are some things that I know and I understand that I need to share with them.
Yes.
No? For example, I don't know, maybe
art history, art
it's
technique.
fine, for example. It's not only candies, not only
right,
red.
Eat healthily. Yeah,
Eat healthily.
You're in a teacher role.
For example.
You're giving them some good teaching.
And I think that it's important. I need to transmit that.
Yes, I agree.
Something like, oh, you should do, but not exactly you should.
Yeah, but psychologically, I agree. See, I agree. In a teacher role, that's appropriate.
What? Oh.
In a teacher role,
okay,
that's appropriate. But you're not in a teacher role with me.
No, okay. But for example, when you... Okay, I want to understand that.
Yeah.
For example, when you have... How can be? For example, when you are talking with a friend.
Yeah.
And you know the situation of your friend.
Yeah.
And if you feel that you understand something that your friend's living.
Yeah.
Yes. Even that connect with Gestalt, maybe.
Yeah. You want to give your friend some advice.
That. When you are really, for example, when you understand the situation of your friend, how can you conduce your friend to realize about it?
Yeah.
How can you even not only like you should to do that?
Yeah.
For example, I don't know, in a relationship.
Yeah, that's your opinion. You express your opinion, and you care about your friend, so you express your opinion to your friend, and you think you know what's better for your friend.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sure, that's normal. I understand that. So I'm interested in your opinion, but even as a friend, I'd be interested in your opinion, but I don't want you to convince me about it. That's like, I don't know, it's a tricky line, it's true. You really think that something's good for me, or I might say, you really need to move out of home, it's not good to live with your mother or something. So I'm trying to convince you of all the reasons you should move out of home, because then you'll really be able to get a girlfriend. Yeah, sure. That's true. I might believe that, or I might want to convince you about that because I care about you. That's true. Yeah. But I'm doing it as a friend, not as a teacher.
Or for example, another situation.
Wait a sec, that's the important difference.
Yes, important.
It's different.
It's different.
I'm convincing you as a friend, not as a teacher.
Yes.
See,
but
when you talk to me about this and you take what I call the teacher role, I'm like, no. You're not my teacher.
I understand you.
Yeah.
I understand you. For example, another situation.
Yeah.
If you are in a ship in
Yeah.
the sea, and the ship has
Some problem, sinking.
is going to be
Yeah,
broke.
survival, life and death.
And if you know, for example, that
Yes.
there is a boat about it,
Okay.
then you want to tell another person about it.
Yeah.
Then the situation is like you say that, oh, there is a boat.
A boat.
No, I'm not going to. Oh no.
Okay, but if we
there is
use the
a boat.
metaphor, you see, if you tell me there's a boat, I'll say, thanks for letting me know. There's another boat here, I might get on this one.
Okay.
Okay. If you tell me on the ship, here's a boat, I say thank you.
Uh-huh.
I also see there's another boat on the ship. I can choose this boat or that boat. Both will rescue me. You see?
Yes, that if I know where is the boat, and there will be.
But that's the thing. You think there's only one boat.
No, maybe if there is the only boat, for example.
Yeah, that's you believe that's the only boat. But you see, I look at the ship and I say, well, you might believe that's the only boat, but I can see some other boats. I don't believe that's the only boat. That's the difference between you and me.
I understand you.
Yeah.
I understand you.
So you're convinced that's the only boat. And I'm not convinced that's the only boat. I see other boats. I see people getting on the boats. I see people floating away successfully. So I have a different belief than you. So if you're trying to convince me that's the only boat, I'm like, hey dude, thanks for letting me know that boat is there. I appreciate that. But I don't agree with you that it's the only boat.
Yes, I understand you.
Yeah.
But even maybe that is the point, no?
That is the point. That's the difference, you see.
Because, for example,
that's what it comes down to, my friend. That's what it comes down to. It all, in some way, reduces to that metaphor. You think there's only one boat. That's your belief. I'm not convinced there's only one boat. I think there's lots of boats. So that's the difference between us. And I don't know, I don't really want to be convinced there's only one boat. I don't see...
Or for example, yes, but another example, say, for example, when you know that, okay,
I'm going to stop you because you're skipping to another example. I don't really think we need another example. I think that summarizes the situation very well. You want to convince me that's the only boat because that's what you believe. That's your belief.
Is that the thing is, maybe with the situations of there could be many possibilities, but for example, when there is only one, as for example, a situation about where did you take your lunch yesterday?
Yeah.
There is only one possibility.
Yes.
And somebody asked me, oh, you know where your mother take her lunch yesterday?
Yeah.
I could say, oh, I know that she was in their place.
Yes. So.
But in this case, there are only one option, no?
Yeah.
My situation is, I am showing you that there is one place. Yes.
I don't buy the metaphor. I mean, sure, I went to lunch yesterday down the road, but we're not talking about going to lunch. We're talking about a spiritual path and what takes you down that spiritual path. I don't think it's the same thing as reporting the place I went for lunch. You're kind of confusing categories here.
Yes, but I think, in my belief, I think that
you have the same degree of certainty that there's only one boat as you did about where you went for lunch yesterday. Yes, I understand. That's your you compare your certainty. But I don't have that same certainty. You went for lunch yesterday at a certain place. Yes, I'm willing to believe you. That's the only boat. No, I don't believe you on that. I don't have the same level of certainty as you do about those two things. Even though for you it might be the same level of certainty. Then I just go, okay, well that's your certainty. Your certainty is that there's only one boat, and you're just as convinced of that as where you had lunch yesterday. That's as strong for you as that, okay, that's how it is for you. But that doesn't, just because you're certain of that doesn't convince me. And just because of the facts that you marshal doesn't convince me that that's the only boat. So that's something you're going to fail with me on, to convince me that that's the only boat. Now, you see, you could cut short the last half an hour of our conversation.
The last
half an hour of our conversation, you could just cut it very short. Because, like I say, you're a bit flowery, you're a bit all over the place. You keep trying to come back. If you get to the heart of it, very clearly, succinctly, we get to the clear difference between us. I think that's useful. So you
to
might
be clear is more useful.
Yeah, that's right. So if you said to me, I think that the spiritual path is like we're on a ship and it's sinking, and there's only one boat on the ship. That's my belief. So I don't want you to drown. So I want you to let you know about the boat, and I want to help you up on the boat. That's how I understand spirituality.
That was the point.
And so for me, the boat is Jesus and the church and the Bible. And if you don't get on that boat, then I'm afraid you're going to drown. Now, if you told me that, then I go, well, that's clear.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, somebody else might be curious about that. For me, then I'd straight away say, well, okay, that's your belief, and I believe there's other boats, so that's a difference between us probably won't be bridged at this point. And there it is. You can be interested in how I see that there's other boats. You can ask me about that. It could be a conversation. But it's much less tiring if you just get to the point.
Okay. Perfect. It's very special for me, that conclusion.
Yeah. And that's not offensive to me that you believe that. You do believe that, and so of course you don't want me to drown. I get that. I can understand that. It's meaningful to you.
I think that one of the my situations in this moment are also amplifying the what I said, that I need to decide many things in my life in this moment. I think one very important point is that, to be more specific.
More succinct. From this down to this.
I many times I complicate my situations.
You do.
Very
That's what I'm experiencing. And it's interesting, all the complexities are important. However, life, to have crisp conversation, to make decisions, requires taking all that complexity and focusing it. And that's clearly what you have difficulty doing. Now, we've got to finish in a minute, but that would be the thing that I would, be interested in supporting you with if I was going to keep working with you, is helping you focus.
Okay, perfect. I was talking about that finally yesterday with somebody. Focus.
Yeah.
I need to focus.
And you need some support with that, I understand. You have a way of being in the world that's lovely, as I say. You're kind of sweet and a bit harmless, and you can talk about complexity, but you have difficulty focusing. So, yeah.
Like that. I realize that then. What we talking about.
Yeah.
I realize that now.
Mm.
Yes. I think that even there is fear. Maybe there is fear. I'm indirect to. I have
You're
a problem.
afraid of being rejected. That's
I'm
one
afraid
of the things.
would be rejected. I think that I avoid the conflict.
Yes,
The conflict.
that's right. Okay, so that's, another chapter. If we're going to work, we need to
But the point
deal with the avoidance of
to
conflict.
be
So
yes.
then the thing I'll leave you with before we finish
perfect.
is, you're an artist, art therapy teacher, etc. I invite you to get a canvas, a piece of paper. Canvas is good. And actually two canvases. Two canvases. One, you draw complexity, like a situation with your girlfriend or something, let's say. So you draw the complexity, your mother, all the complexity. And then you draw another canvas. Very simple.
Oh, okay.
Just girlfriend, something very simple. Like just one image or two images.
Two what?
Images.
Images.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just simple.
Oh.
So one
Simple.
complex picture,
Simple.
one simple picture, same subject, a girlfriend.
Same subject. Okay. To imagine my complex image.
That's right.
My
Simple image, and you paint them or draw them.
Okay.
Two canvases.
Interesting. Yes.
Cool. Okay. Thanks for coming.
Thank you. Thank you.